Hey folks, Russ Scala here. Today I'm going to talk about a very special group of people, the endurance athletes. Here in Orlando in 2021, we have a large endurance community and they're still asking the same questions. So I thought if I kind of condense my 20-year history as an endurance athlete, we may be able to help these folks to understand. The low carbohydrate market is kicking in and a lot of endurance athletes are using low carb. I started my triathlon career back in 1983, believe it or not. And in that evolution of time, I started studying the outliers. Olympic athletes, swimmers, long distance cyclists, people that climb K2. It's amazing what the physiology can do. And at the time I was racing around the United States. I did the Bud Light series and then I focused on half Ironmans. And I started to see arrhythmias, heart attacks, really bad things happen to these endurance athletes, which sort of piqued my interest in the 90s. And then I went to the best research labs in the country. I talked to cardiovascular specialists. I remember sitting with athletes in the early 90s, sitting with the doctor, trying to get them specific blood work because the doctors at the time really didn't know how to take care of endurance athletes. I just left the SWAT team and responding to emergency calls, and the triathlon community saved my life. I was out in the sun. I was racing all over the country. I was forgetting about all the death and destruction that I saw on the job every day. And like I said, what I didn't realize is exercise is a prescription, and you could overdose on exercise. And I sort of did that myself because I was curious. I wanted to see how far I could push my body, how far I could go. I remember in high school, me and my buddies swam across this lake. It took us 5 minutes, and we whipped out our cigarettes after that, and we really thought we were something. And who knew, 15 years later, I'd be swimming 13 miles around Key West, Florida. So the community that you immerse yourself in can be life-saving. And I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and you're going to hear from some of the athletes in this video, athletes that were super fit, that have had heart attacks, athletes that didn't understand about the high carb diet which we followed. We went on the ketogenic diet in 1996. My roommates and I were athletes, and I kept wondering, why is everybody so heavy coming across the finish line? What is going on with this body fat? If it's calories in, calories out, why is everybody so heavy? So in 96, we started the ketogenic diet. We made a lot of mistakes. And high carb, low carb, I really think since we're all biochemically unique, it's going to be dialed in. We have to dial it into the person. A lot of my research has been on endurance athletes and bodybuilders to help the elderly with muscle wasting. So let me drill down on a little bit on what the endurance athletes can do before they start their event. Like I said, whether it's the Ironman, we've got data, climbing K2, running 100 miles. We've been tracking data, and I've been testing athletes in 96. So let me grab this next chart for you, okay?
As a triathlete, gained some fitness, was doing pretty well, but was facing the winter. We didn't train nearly as much. I was doing some runs, maybe a swim or two, and Russ said, hey, I really don't think this high carb thing is that. In fact, I believe it might be bad for us. Kind of jumped into this ketogenic diet. The neat thing that happened through that winter is I kept running, I kept swimming a little bit, but my waist shrunk, which was great. I also gained 10 pounds through that particular winter, but it was in my legs and upper body. I was carrying a little more strength with me. And I didn't race for that winter or anything, so I really didn't have any place where I knew that, was I improving, not improving. I ran by myself. I didn't really use my watch. I just wanted to get through the miles. But we had a corporate 5K that my company wanted to get a team together for, and they made me captain. But I wound up kind of in the front 100 there where the seated guys are. Gun goes off. I hadn't stretched, I hadn't warmed up. Feeling okay, not great, but got caught up in the moment. But I just kind of started feeling better. The 40 turned to 10 in the second mile. By the third mile, it was just me and another guy. I wound up surging at the 3 mile mark and actually winning the race with about a 16-minute 5K. I dropped my 5K time from 18 minutes to 16 minutes, and I attribute most of that really to the ketogenic diet.
Folks, at Scala Precision Health, our specialty is with endurance athletes and basically the outliers, people that are under extreme stress. Understand, if you're an endurance athlete, you're going to be elevating cortisol levels, and cortisol suppresses all your hormone levels. So if you're a man or a woman in their 30s, we start losing our hormones at 30. So if you're an older athlete in their 30s or 40s, you want to get your hormonal levels checked. Chronic stress from training will shut down insulin, growth hormone, IGF-1, and testosterone. When you're elevating cortisol levels, you're going to suppress all your hormonal levels. That's going to affect your brain chemistry and your gut. High carbohydrates going into the intestinal tract, that could also cause a problem. So at Scala Precision Health, we put together blood work that you could call us about, and we put together training protocols on how to use the carbs and the ketogenic diet, along with advanced testing we send out all over the United States. My primary concern is I want you to protect your arteries, okay? So bear with me, I want to get another chart just to walk through what can happen.
I didn't know what was happening. I had very unusual symptoms. I felt at sometimes like I was having a heart attack. I felt like I became very, very fatigued. I also felt like my muscles were aching all the time, and I went, like most people, from doctor to doctor trying to get help. What I didn't tell you also is at the time when I was experiencing these symptoms, I was trying to get pregnant, and I was unsuccessful and having a lot of stress, chronic stress from that. Sought out treatment, and of course the natural treatment that doctors send you to is because you're anxious and depressed, let's put you on some SSRIs. And I did start feeling better, and along the way I finally got pregnant after being pumped full of many different drugs and hormones through infertility. Felt like my life should now be filled with joy, and after having the baby, unfortunately I had another really, really deep, hard crash, and became very, very ill to the point that I could not take care of myself, let alone a little baby. And what I found was, again, after seeking treatment, is that they told me I was going through a very common thing called postpartum depression. And so the common treatment for that was to put me again on some very hardcore SSRIs and insomnia medication and drugs. I did end up feeling better over a period of time, but it took some time, and I did get better. I still was having some symptoms of anxiety, symptoms of depression. They weren't all gone. And I just felt overall not well. But I finally went there after 12 years, and I was so grateful to talk to Russ and have him tell me, what was really going on with my body. So Russ tested me immediately for deficiencies, not only from a hormonal standpoint, but also from a nutritional deficiency standpoint. And we found out right away that I was extremely low, surprise, surprise, in progesterone, which is what they pumped me full of when I was going through my pregnancy in order to be able to hold the fetus. So immediately after testing me, he put me on some progesterone, and as well as some B-complex injectables and B12. And so I started to notice a gradual improvement in how I was feeling. This was going to be a healthy route for my body, something that was not going to cause severe side effects. If you are having symptoms that have been gone undetected or undiagnosed, and nobody's giving you answers and they just want to put you on medicine, please don't do what I did and wait forever to get help. There is a way that you can get help in a natural way. And all you have to do is call Russ at the Institute, and he will sit down with you at no cost for an initial consultation and give you a wealth of information about how he can help you get better and feel better and live the kind of life you want to live.
Hi, I'm Scott Levitt. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and I had a heart attack at 35. So when I had my heart attack at 35, let's just put it this way, I was shocked. It shouldn't have happened to me. It just shouldn't have happened. I had been healthy and fit since I was in 8th grade. I'd been a competitive athlete in college, done triathlons for almost 20 years at that point in time, and I shouldn't have had a heart attack, but I did. After hooking up with Russ and kind of doing certain testing and him really looking under the hood, so to speak, at all the different systems of my body and looking at it from an angle that was different than what my traditional doctors had been doing at the time, he was able to uncover some things that other people didn't bring to my attention. And after we looked at it and did some exploration, and I did a little bit of research on what his recommendations were, I started taking some customized nutrients and supplements from him. And I'm here to tell you that there was a significant change in how I felt. My overall well-being clearly changed. I was sleeping better, I was feeling better, and now 6 years later, I'm, knock on wood, I'm still healthy. I'm back to bike racing, I'm feeling fit, and I'm out there having fun with all my buddies again.
Male and female athletes have a very unique metabolism. Their nutritional and hormonal deficiencies are critical to track during races and training to increase speed and recovery. Scala Precision Health is the leader in sports performance. Whether you're a professional athlete training to climb K2 or a mom competing in her first marathon, Scala Precision Health has been testing athletes since 1996, with advanced nutritional and hormonal testing not offered in traditional medicine. Scala Precision Health has developed advanced recovery programs for endurance athletes, which protects their heart, adrenal, and thyroid glands, as well as their mitochondria and microbiomes. Scala Precision Health has advanced research as well as one of the leading pharmacies in the U.S. that can provide personalized nutritional and hormonal dosing. Our goal is for you to cross the finish line healthy and continue to enjoy the sport you love.
Okay, folks, this is, we used to think that fat caused heart attacks. That's completely wrong. Heart disease, the blocking of the arteries, is multifactorial. If you're an endurance athlete, your heart is going to change shape. You're going to have great collateral circulation, but if you continually elevate cortisol and you suppress your hormonal levels, these arteries right here have to have, the lining of the artery is called the endothelial lining. You have to have the correct balance of testosterone and estrogen, okay, to maintain this lining of the arteries, or the heart beats about 100,000 times a day. Well, if you're an endurance athlete, it's going to be a lot higher. So that bending and flexing and the twisting of these arteries can damage that lining. So if your testosterone levels are low, and if your estrogen and progesterone levels are low, you could actually damage the lining of the artery and accelerate heart blockage. We also know that oxidative stress from high blood glucose, from all the carbs you're eating, can also damage your arteries. So we want to make sure that we get you the right blood work. Let me get one more chart for you, okay? Okay, like I said, folks, the endurance athletes, you want to make sure you get the proper blood work. You could call us at Scala Precision Health and we could tell your doctor what to order. I don't want you to have a heart attack and I don't want you to damage your arteries. We could do this a safe way. You can complete your race. Think about doing blood work before and after your training to track it. We also have advanced nutritional analysis at Scala Precision Health to target mitochondrial function. But here's what we want to make sure we protect your heart, because when you push your body like this, you could really damage your heart. Endothelial dysfunction is damaging your arteries. Low testosterone causes arterial stiffness. So I have a lot of athletes go, Russ, if I take testosterone, isn't that cheating? No, I mean, you need to balance out your hormonal levels. And you could even get, I think, waivers signed from your doctor. But if you're, listen to me, if you're going to be in this sport and you're going to push the outside of the envelope, you need to test testosterone, thyroid, and adrenal function. And you need to microdose those things in order to stay in the game so you don't damage your heart. So this is a little bit for my endurance athlete buddies out there. I love you guys. I learned so much from you. I had a great 20-year racing career and I had to stop because a lot of these same similar reasons. I damaged my heart and I didn't think about it. I thought faster race times meant I was healthy and it was completely untrue. So Scala Precision Health for the testing, give us a call. See the Russ Scala YouTube channel to take a deeper dive in how your hormones play a role. And listen to the people that on this video that are going to tell you their stories right from their heart about what they learned along the way too. Thanks for watching, folks. See you soon. Share this one, okay?
The time is now for you to take control of your health. Everybody and everybody has a story. Let us find out yours today.